Have you ever wondered what the true purpose of life could be? This is a question that has been pondered by philosophers, scholars, and thinkers throughout history. Some believe the purpose of life is to seek happiness or to attain personal success. Others propose that life's purpose is to discover and pursue our passions, or perhaps to contribute to the progress of science and knowledge. But there's another perspective, one that shifts the focus from the individual self to the collective whole. It suggests that the true purpose of life is not just about what we do for ourselves, but what we do for others. This perspective is not about the accumulation of wealth, power, or status, but rather about service to others, about making a positive impact on the lives of those around us. Consider for a moment the life of a tiny seed. It begins its journey buried in the soil, isolated and alone. But with time, it sprouts, grows, and eventually blossoms into a magnificent tree, providing shade, shelter, and sustenance to countless creatures. Just like the seed, we too begin our lives focused on our own survival and growth. But as we mature, we have the potential to blossom, to extend our branches and offer what we can to the world. This idea of service to others is not a novel concept. It has been championed by spiritual leaders, social reformers, and humanitarians throughout history. One such example, a beacon of selfless service, is Mother Teresa. But we'll delve more into her life and her work in the next scene. For now, let's ponder on this thought. What if our purpose in life is not to merely exist, not to just survive, but to thrive in a way that enriches the lives of others? What if our true purpose is to leave the world a little better than we found it? Perhaps the purpose of life is not just about personal success or pleasure, but about making a difference in the lives of others. To better understand this, consider the life of Mother Teresa, a woman who devoted her life to serving others. Mother Teresa, born Anjeze Gonche Boyaciu, was an Albanian Indian Roman Catholic nun and missionary. Born on August 26, 1910, in Skopje, now the capital of North Macedonia, she lived most of her life in India. At the tender age of 12, Mother Teresa felt a strong call to a religious life. She was fascinated by stories of the lives of missionaries and their service in Bengal. At 18, she moved to Ireland and then to India, where she lived most of her life. In India, Mother Teresa was moved by the sight of the sick and dying on the streets of Kolkata. She decided to leave her convent and dedicate her life to caring for the poorest of the poor. She started with an open-air school and established a home for the dying destitute in a dilapidated building she convinced the city government to donate to her cause. Her life took a dramatic turn when she donned a simple white sari with a blue border and stepped out into the slums of Kolkata. She soon became a symbol of selfless charity, dedicating every moment of her life to serving the sick and the poor, the forgotten and the unwanted. Her life was not without challenges. She faced criticism and doubt, even from within herself. Yet she pressed on, driven by a deep love for humanity and a profound faith in God. Her work expanded globally and her missionaries of charity continue to serve the poor, the sick, and the dying. Mother Teresa once said, "The fruit of love is service, which is compassion in action." Her life was a testament to this belief. She served tirelessly, demonstrating that in giving we receive and in dying to ourselves we truly live for others. But how exactly did Mother Teresa serve humanity, you might ask? Well, her journey began with a single step, a single decision that led her to Calcutta, India. She arrived in this bustling city in the late 1920s and was immediately moved by the extreme poverty she saw. She felt a calling, a deep urge to help the less fortunate. In the year 1950, she founded the Missionaries of Charity, a Roman Catholic religious congregation. But this was no ordinary congregation. It was, and still is, a beacon of hope for those in desperate need. It began with just 12 members, but today it has over 4,000 sisters active in more than 100 countries. Mother Teresa's tireless efforts to help the poor and sick were nothing short of extraordinary. She rolled up her sleeves, got her hands dirty, and worked relentlessly amongst the poorest of the poor. She cared for those who were abandoned, those who had nowhere else to go. She nursed the sick, comforted the dying, and gave dignity to those who had been forgotten by society. She once said, "Not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love." And she lived by this principle every day. Whether it was holding the hand of a dying man or feeding a starving child, she did it with great love and compassion. She believed that every person, no matter their circumstances, deserved to be treated with respect and kindness. She saw the value in every human life and worked tirelessly to improve the lives of those she served. Mother Teresa's service to humanity was not about grand gestures or dramatic acts. It was about the small, everyday acts of kindness that made a difference in people's lives. It was about seeing the person behind the poverty, the human being behind the illness, the soul behind the suffering. In a world often overwhelmed by the magnitude of its problems, Mother Teresa showed us that change begins with a single act of kindness. She believed in the power of small things done with great love. Mother Teresa's acts of service had a profound impact, not only on those she helped directly, but on the world as a whole. Her humble actions sent ripples of change, touching hearts and minds across the globe, fostering an environment of empathy, compassion, and selfless service. Let's look at the global influence of Mother Teresa's work. Her life was a testament to the power of love and compassion, and the world took notice. In 1979, she was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, an honor bestowed on those who have done the most to promote peace and goodwill among humanity. The committee recognized her tireless work to help those most in need, those forgotten and neglected by society. But Mother Teresa's impact didn't stop at her own actions. She inspired others to follow in her footsteps. She founded the Missionaries of Charity, an organization dedicated to serving the poorest of the poor. Today, this organization continues her legacy, operating in over 100 countries and serving millions of people each year. They provide food for the hungry, care for the sick, and love for those who feel unloved. Mother Teresa once said, "Not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love." This quote encapsulates her philosophy and the impact of her work. It's not about grand gestures or world-changing initiatives. It's about the simple act of caring for another human being, of seeing their worth and dignity, and responding with kindness and love. She demonstrated that a single person, driven by love and compassion, can make a world of difference. Mother Teresa's life and work serve as a powerful reminder that we all have the capacity to bring about positive change in our world. It starts with a simple act of kindness, a moment of empathy, a willingness to extend a helping hand. That is the legacy of Mother Teresa, a legacy of love, compassion, and selfless service. So what can we learn from Mother Teresa's life and work? We can learn that living for others can bring a profound sense of fulfillment and purpose. It's about extending our hands and hearts beyond the confines of our individual lives, reaching out to touch another's life with kindness, compassion, and service. Imagine waking up each day with a mission, not just for yourself, but for the world around you. It's an existence fueled by the smiles you put on others' faces, the burdens you help lift, and the lives you positively impact. It's about recognizing that we are all interconnected and that by helping others, we are in essence helping ourselves. Living for others doesn't mean you have to change the world overnight. Small acts of kindness can create ripples of change, impacting more lives than we could ever imagine. In the words of Mother Teresa, if you can't feed 100 people, then feed just one. In conclusion, perhaps the purpose of life goes beyond our individual selves. This journey has offered us a profound understanding of life's purpose through the lens of Mother Teresa's legacy. Her life, dedicated to serving humanity, serves as an enduring testament to the power of selflessness. We delved into her life, her service, her impact, and how living for others enriched her existence. The essence of this exploration is that what matters most in life isn't what we do for ourselves, but what we do for others. Through this prism, we see that the purpose of life might be found in the kindness we extend to those in need, in the love we share, and in the difference we make in other people's lives. Thank you for taking the time to explore this profound question with us. Remember, even small acts of kindness can have a big impact. So, go out there and make a difference, just like Mother Teresa did.